beautiful light, and welcome back to Love, Peace, and Happiness Tarot. I am your hostess. I go by Melinda, NailFanatic, and I want to thank you for joining me for this latest free channel, timeless tarot message from the Tarot in the Shadow series. And what is the shadow self? The shadow self is the parts of ourselves that have been pushed down to the unconscious, the parts that we're insecure about, ashamed of, or frustrated with, and therefore repress. The concept of the shadow self is based on the notion that we figuratively bury those pieces of personality that we fear would not be welcomed, accepted, or loved by others. Therefore, we keep them in the shadows. In short, our shadow selves are the versions of ourselves that we do not show society. So what is shadow work? This is the practice of loving what is and setting the shame and judgments free so that we can be our true selves. As Victor Hugo famously said, the greatest happiness of life is the conviction that we are loved for ourselves, or rather, loved in spite of ourselves. So, with all of that being said and done, remember that if the messages resonate, pick it up and run with it. If not, leave it where you found it. Either way, it's your choice, and the choices you make today will always affect your tomorrows. So make them wisely and responsibly. Let your intuition come into play for you, because this is ultimately why we do what we do. We do it because we absolutely love and adore our brothers and sisters of humanity. We know that the more empowered each one of us is, the more we raise the vibration of empowerment and authenticity in our society. So, after these messages, we'll be right back. If you want to get your personal question answered, look below the video. All these links are available for you to pay for that. If you want a free message, sit down, shut up, and listen, because it's coming through right now. If you don't like the way I'm talking, looking, or anything else, click the fuck off. I don't want you here anyway. Question: Dear Jane, what is the best way to meet eligible dudes? Answer: to be fond of dancing was a certain step towards falling in love. Wow. So somebody here is like, how can I find love? Somebody here wants to know how to meet somebody who's single. Well, dancing is always nice. Go out dancing. Shit, I love going out dancing. We're going to get a little bit of singing bowls on this before we move forward further. Oh, and I'll leave it way over there. I got a bit of an attitude tonight, so if you don't want to hear it, you don't want to be here. I'm going to let you know that right now. From the dedications, what is the dedication that goes with tonight's Tarot in the Shadow message? Let's see what's going on. What's going on here in the shadows? Oh my God. Here we are together, and everything between us is good. I'm riding this cloud, baby, ready to fly, but before I take another step, would you catch me if I fall for you? 'Cause I'm falling. I'm falling, I'm falling. I'm so used to standing, so used to being on my own. This ain't new, baby. It feels like I'm losing control. I'll take another step. If you catch me when I fall for you, 'cause I'm falling. I'm falling. I'm falling. Okay, we're going to pull 3 cards from, that's Leela James' song, Fallen. We just sang that a cappella, so whoever's monitoring this on YouTube, you don't have to put a fucking licensing. That was a cappella. There's no music. I didn't record shit. Okay, that was me, not Leela. From the Tea Leaf Fortune cards, we have an older man here, dealings with a relationship with the older man. I want to say when I first found that song from Leela James, just like right now, like my heart is so moved. Because falling in love is a vulnerable process. It's hard to fall in love. And when you open your heart to fall in love with somebody, you know you open your heart up to the possibilities of pain. And as a matter of fact, if you have any sense, you know that when you love, it doesn't come without pain. It comes always together in some sort of way. So let's see what else we have for today. The dog far away. A distant friend is thinking of you. So we have the older man, the dog far away, and let's get one more. One more for this Tarot in the Shadows episode. What's the overall energy of the Tarot in the Shadows? We have the Tower. Now this is interesting because the Tower in the Tarot is all about destruction of a false foundation, of things falling down and being brought to the ground. But what I like about this deck is that it shows that the Tower actually is something that you want to happen, because it says solid foundation, success with effort. You can't build a solid foundation. You can't build a tower that's going to stand if you got a false tower on it. So where are you at with this tower? You know, you want to build this a steady foundation, not a false foundation. A stable, steady foundation cannot be built based off of lies and deception. When you put yourself into a situation and you made yourself vulnerable to fall in love with somebody, or somebody made themselves vulnerable to fall in love with you, they were in that place of openness and honesty with themselves, you with yourself, okay? And it can be built on a steady foundation when there's open and honest communication. But somebody's at a distance. There's an older man, and they have a friend far away thinking about them. And there's a stable foundation to this connection. And with the Leela James song coming out, when I first heard that song, I'm telling you, I just started crying. I remember where I was. I was right here in my bathroom when I first came across this song, and I was listening to it, and I felt it. I felt it. So used to being on my own. And part of why I got a whole fucking attitude today is because I had some stuff come through. So if you don't want to hear my shit, click the fuck off. I don't care. I do my show because I want to do my show. And if it helps you, great. If it doesn't help you, what the fuck are you doing here? So I'm sitting here. I watched the movie. It came out in the personal reading I did earlier today, The Rise of the Guardians. I said there was something about the Guardians. I seen something on Netflix, so my spirit made me watch it. And there were 2 things in the movie that stood through for me personally, that is coming through because I know what's happening in my world. I'm supposed to talk about it. God told me before I got too far into this channel, God said, "Are you ready for everywhere you go, everyone to know your name and all your business?" I said, "I ain't got shit to hide." God said, "Okay, good. Then talk about it." So here I am talking about my shit because it's going to help somebody. I'm watching The Rise of the Guardians, and it's about Jack Frost. And he deals with this issue that comes up where he's invisible. Nobody sees him. And I realized that's how I feel all the time. So many times I felt invisible. Like no matter what I came to the table with, no matter what I did, I felt invisible. And I'm not talking about with my my children, my child, she sees me, and my grandchildren, they see me. And when my parents were alive, they saw me too. But I'm talking about in these love relationships. I'm talking about in business. You guys have no idea. You have no idea of the challenges that I go through with God on my side and a smile on my face. And once in a while, you get to see me break down during the show. And I guess today is the show, because I was trying to just lay in my bed and go to sleep and sleep this off and just forget about it. He said, no, you got to get up and do your show. I said, fine. So it was about so often feeling invisible. I do the best nails in town, and all these nail techs in the world, I can, it might sound crazy to you, but back since 2007, I've had so many nail techs following my stuff. Everybody took everything that they saw, it got inspired, and they're doing great. Their businesses are thriving. I've literally had other shops come to my shop since 2007 to see what the fuck I'm doing so they could copy me, so they could bite off of my style. Nobody ever did anything to show any appreciation. It was always treachery and deceitfulness and thievery. In love, I thought about it and I was like, even my partners, everybody who I've ever loved, they couldn't see me. They couldn't love me for what I am and what I bring to the table. And I'm like, okay, so now that I admit that, where is it I haven't been seeing myself? And is this release finally going to help me shift that energy? So where are you resonant with that? Is that somewhere that you feel that? Do you feel like no matter what you do, no matter what you create, somebody else gets the credit, somebody else gets paid for it, somebody else gets the love? I can't tell you how many lovers I've had that have gone on to have better experiences later, but I still didn't get that experience with them. There's one in particular, I gave him hell. Oh my God, I gave him hell. But the rest of them, I did not give them hell. I did not give them hell. Okay, so maybe two. With the first one, baby daddy, he caught hell too. We gave each other hell. That was crazy. But literally, with all the other people I've loved, I've always come in with honesty, with my heart all on my sleeve, in my face, in my actions, in my fucking bank account. I thought about it, and you know what? I might have paid my fucking rent this month if I didn't love so much and spend so much money over the last years of my life, giving it to satisfy the needs of the lovers that I've had. Because here I am, and I'm not used to not having my bills paid. My bills are always paid on time, you guys. And here I am again. This is the second time this year and the second time in my fucking career where I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Over all these years, everything has always been taken care of. What the fuck is going on? And what am I need to see about myself? So I'm hoping it comes through, anything I need to come through in this reading. So, hey, this might be my personal reading, but it might be for you too. And I'm praying for the answers, because I know that I come with love. And this last experience I had in love, I gave all my love I could to I just enjoy loving this person. And I got back lies. I got back lies and lies and lies over and over and over again in abandonment. And I'm like, that's where, you guys remember I came through a while back and I had a mini breakdown too then, I think, talking about how, you know what, it's time. I told you guys when I had that epiphany of how I've been betraying myself to love somebody else. betrayed myself to love somebody else. I don't need to do that no more. I see that. So I put a stop to it. I'm so excited for the new zodiac year. I really do feel a change. Don't get this emotional shit twisted, because like I tell you guys all the time, the emotions come and they fucking go. They come and they fucking go. Just like everything else in life. Everything in your life comes and goes. Nothing sticks. The only thing that sticks is the love that I feel. Because everybody I've ever loved, I still love them. I still love all of them. Does that mean I'm going to be with them? No. Does that mean I want to have sex with them? Absolutely not. Does it mean that they're in my life, that I talk to them? No, it doesn't. But I still love them because my love is real. That no matter what hurt happened, no matter how it ended, I still love. No matter what wreckage I was left to clean up by myself, I still loved. And then I see people and they're like, oh yeah, my parents helped me out. My sister helped me out. Oh, my husband did this for me. Oh, my friends did this for me. All this, that, the other. And I'm just like, don't get it twisted. I have some really good friends, right? I do have some really good friends. A couple. One who is very, very close. But honestly, I got through everything with God's help. Everything that I get through. So when I get feeling like this, I always remember, Melinda, you've been through shit worse than this before, and you had it. It showed up. One time, you guys, when the girl stole all that money from we were trying to open our business. We had just had the suicide had just happened. My daughter wasn't working, and that bitch went and put a charge back on our big ass sign for our shop. We had to have that. It's like part of our contract. We can't have our shop and not have our sign up there. And she did a chargeback on that. We had to come up with thousands of dollars. All of a sudden, my daughter put all of her fucking taxes. And you know what? We still didn't have enough. We put all the extra money we had. We still didn't have enough. And some dude randomly, fucking nail fetish dude, I don't even know this guy. He sent me the money that I needed. So I know what I know is all this is fine. It's going to be fine. Even if something is late, it's still going to get paid, and it's going to get paid with the fine. Who gives a fuck? It's going to get paid. It always gets handled somehow or another. Whew. The second thing that I saw from this movie that really affected me emotionally today was this little boy that became Jack Frost. He saved his sister's life. He saved his sister's life, and I tried so hard to help my sister. I fucking love my sister, you guys. And she hates me. She fucking hates me. And so I had a huge cry because I love her so much. But there's nothing I could do to help her. Nothing I could do to help her. I cried for just a minute on those two parts of the movie. But all this needs to come out for this reading. For why? For me. So I can let it out publicly, apparently. With boldness instead of shame. Raw honesty instead of covering it over with a smile again. Because I've been doing too much of that. I've been doing too much of that. So this is what I'm feeling. This is how I'm feeling. This is real. This isn't fucking scripted. I'm not acting. This is how I'm feeling. Lately, I've had partners in my life who concerns about other people outside of our relationship, their social circles, about money, more important than this intense, pure love that we have. And to me, that's just so sad.
Because you know what? No matter what, the love is what stays. And to me, it's so important. And I don't understand how people can just keep acting like it's of such little importance when it's the only thing that matters. So, I'm going to get myself together. I won't be crying this whole reading, I'm sure of it. But it needed to come out, and I needed to admit it. I admitted it to myself already today, and for whatever reason, it needed to come through this show. Maybe you've been holding something back. Maybe you guys are afraid to admit something to yourself. Maybe you're afraid to cry in front of people. Maybe you're afraid to let people know that you're not perfect and your life isn't perfect, even though, yes, you are perfect with all your imperfections and all the seemingly fucked up shit, seemingly challenging shit, seemingly imperfect shit is perfect in your life too. And somehow it all comes together. And that's what I want you to know. Just because I'm always talking about being in love and peace and happiness, I mean that from the bottom of my soul. But like I said, the way you feel, it's real. You know, I'm not here to invalidate your feelings. I know you have difficult times too. That's natural. And that's okay. Because like I said, the challenges only exist to show you how fucking awesome you are. And you know what? Every time I go through something like this, I just keep reminding myself there's a great testimony in this. God's going to turn this situation into a beautiful testimony. And I really believe that because it's happened so much. That's why I have so much shit to talk about to you guys. Every pain, every sorrow, every difficulty, every challenge I've been through, I've been able to help somebody else because of it. And ultimately, I help myself. It uncovers more of my authentic nature without the programs. Ooh, and now I'm hearing from this book that I've been reading, Conversations with God. It's like these are falsehoods that have been owned as truths. And one of them is that there is need. There is nothing that you need. You have everything that you need. If God is one and one is all and all is divine, then how could you need anything? You have everything you need. And that doesn't make sense to my logical mind. And it probably don't make sense to your ears either. But I believe in that, and I believe that somehow it all comes together. This is because I do believe that God is in everything and everyone, and that's why I fall in love so easy. That's why I fall in love so easy and so deeply, so quickly, because I'm able to see the divine in people and love it. And not just in people, in items, in animals, in plants, in trees, clearly, in so many different things, both animate beings and inanimate. So these are some of the things that I'm feeling. I'm excited to see what's going to come out of these tarot cards. And I'm working with the Hermetic Tarot tonight. So let's look at what is the situation, please, and thank you. What is the situation? As I feel all those emotions riding out like a cloud that's passed by, and I feel calm settling back into my vessel. You needed to see these emotions flow, and you needed to see how remembering the truths, even though the emotions are there, will bring calm back to your spirit. It's reminding me of a reading I did recently. The lady asked if she'd be okay when her husband passed. Oh, my heart goes out to her. And the answer was, yeah, you'll be okay, but it's going to feel like shit. You're going to feel like crying. You're going to get mad. You're going to have all this other shit happen. But yes, you will be all right. Yes, you will cope. Yes, you will be all right. Yes, you will survive this. But it doesn't mean that you're not going to go through these difficult times. Excuse me. All that crying brought something down out of my nostrils. Y'all know what I'm talking about? Okay, here we go. The situation is the Queen of Swords. The situation is the Queen of Swords. This Queen of Swords in particular has a masculine head cut the fuck off at the neck. So, honey, what this is telling me is feminine energy has cut off the masculine energy with one swift slice from her sword. She has chopped a motherfucker head off. The first word I heard when I saw this card was boundaries. So the setting of boundaries has cut somebody's head off. So we'll see more about that. Let's actually, let's go ahead and clarify that from the what y'all think I'm gonna use. The I know, with all these emotions going through me, and I keep bringing my mind back to some other point of focus, just because I know the power in that, but the emotions are still there. And with this energy of cutting off, shit, we gonna use these detailed ass channel messages. So let's see what we have. What do we have for clarifying this Queen of Swords? Is the Elephant. Wow, the Elephant. Look at this. So immediately I see, do y'all remember when, I think it was the first night I pulled this deck out, that the Elephant came out, talk about a situation will leave you wiser at the end. So there's wisdom in this. Let's see what the game, the trivia cards has to say. True or false? There are white or albino elephants. That's true. There are albino elephants. Okay. Oh my God. And you know what I just saw? What was that movie? It was one of them fantasy movies, and they had it was Journey to the Center of the Earth, I think. And they had little tiny elephants. Was it in Journey to the Center of the Earth? I think it was. They had these itty bitty teeny weeny pocket size. They were little tiny things. They were so cute. Anyway, multiple choice. Elephants are sometimes called pachyderms. What does pachyderm mean? It means thick skin. Ooh, in this situation, honey. First off, the color white, speaking of purity and thick skin. Okay, so you can have a pure heart and still have thick skin. Okay. Two species of elephants are African and Asian. So there's something here about African and Asian in this situation. Is somebody black? Is somebody Asian? Okay. Is somebody black and Asian? Is somebody Blasian? Ooh, you hot. If you're a girl and you single, contact me. No, I'm just kidding. Kind of. Anyways. Oh my God. So what I'm channeling from this Elephant card is, in this situation, situation is about applying the wisdom that you have. One thing about elephants that's coming up, I learned this when I used to be a Jehovah's Witness. Fun Melinda fact. In one of the magazines that they give, they had an article about elephants, and it talked about how an elephant will, as a baby, they will tie a rope to its ankle and put a stake down into the ground to keep the elephant in its place. So the elephant here learns that at an early age. It's one of the first things that it learns. And when it's a baby, it doesn't have the strength to pull up that stake and free itself. As it grows into its maturity and its full size, the elephant will continue to honor the tether around its ankle and stay in place with the fucking stake, keeping them right there. Even though they have the power to break that stake out of the ground with a flick of its ankle, it could be gone, you know? So there's something here about that as well. Okay, staying in a place, even though you could have been gone because you had the power to get out. That's where the wisdom comes out. But I feel like even with that, like with this boundary setting and cutting the head off of something, I feel like somebody is using their power to get out. They're finally using it. It's like this. It's like you know what to make. I'm hearing what to make the elephant figure out that it could get out. And let there be a fire. That elephant gonna jump. It's gonna kick, and that stake gonna be gone, and that elephant gonna be gone. So something here got hot, and look at all this is an air card, but I was gonna say, look at all the fire around it. It doesn't look like fire now. It looks like clouds, but way they showed it in my mind, like this situation, it was like sensitive. It was almost like emergency. Got to get out of this. Got to get out of this. Somebody's like, I got to get out of this. I can't keep doing this to myself. Okay. So that's what we have in this situation. Let's look at your energy. What is your energy in this? Your energy in this is the 9 of Cups. So, perfect. So you're showing up as having emotional stability. Doesn't look like it from the beginning of the show, does it? Does emotion, fun question coming from my own trivia mind, downloading from the Lucifer's God mind. Does having emotional stability and honoring your boundaries and all of that stuff and protecting your energy mean that you're not going to have emotional breakdowns? No, it does not. Just because something is affecting your emotions does not mean that you haven't honored your boundaries. It doesn't mean that you don't set boundaries. It doesn't mean that you're holding on to everyone's energy. It doesn't mean that you're not doing what you should do. It doesn't mean that your energy is unprotected. Because what have we told you so many times throughout these years? You took it in, and sometimes the energy that you take in has to go out the same way you brought it in. Haven't I said that? Have you ever heard me say that? Because I've been saying that so many times on this channel and so many different episodes. So, first off, if you're having emotional release, which is what crying is, it's an emotional release. Stop judging yourself for crying, man. There's nothing wrong with crying. It's actually a really good and healthy thing to let these emotions flow. This is, now they're showing me from my handmade oracles, the card that's emotion. E equals energy in motion. Emotion is energy in motion. So I'm going to tell you something that I hope this makes sense. I'm really fucking happy that I had my emotional releases today watching the movie and sitting here on this show. Because the same way it comes out is the same way it comes in, same way it's going to go out. And sometimes, just like the whole situation with my sister, I have been processing this shit for so many years with my sister. And the thing is, you may think that you've done all the processing you need to about that. You're healed, all this stuff. But you don't know what dross is sitting at the bottom of your soul. So, it's okay to have these feelings. It doesn't mean that you're not in this place of emotional stability. You are the wish fulfillment here, and you need to know that you are the treasure. You are a treasure. You are the treasure. The Nine of Cups is the Lord of material happiness. So I feel like overall in your world, you are feeling good because you do set your boundaries. You honor your boundaries. You take care of business. Taking care of business. Coming through again, that song. I don't even listen to that song. I don't like that song. I don't know why. Because I know that song. It keeps coming through. So let's go ahead and clarify from the I Know deck. Why your energy is showing up as the Nine of Cups tonight. What's going on in your energy as the Nine of Cups tonight, please and thank you. Nine of Cups. I hear you love so many others, but loving others never as satisfying as loving yourself. You can only love another as far as you can love yourself. I hear, and these ones that you cry over, that's one reason why you're crying over them, because they couldn't love themselves to that level. Now they're showing me some readings we had channeled before about capacity for love. You have an abnormally deep capacity for love because you've done so much spiritual processes surrounding your pain, because you're not afraid to cry at a movie. Somebody's so busy being tough, not crying at the movies, not opening up to their real feelings. They have unprocessed pain inside of them that doesn't allow them to free up that capacity for love. But you've done it. So, what do we have coming out of the I Know deck, clarifying the Nine of Cups? First card out, it's a mini. Okay, it's a mini. Car model mini. And there's two. I'm going to go ahead and take both of them, okay? But this first one is a mini. So, In the 1969 movie, the Italian Job, minis are used as getaway cars. True or false? That's true. So here you are. I'm having fucking deja vu right now with this card and this 9 of Cups and the way it's on the table. Now, I know this card came out before, but right now is deja vu. This is not the memory. Okay, so anyways, true. They were also used as getaways in the movie's 2003 remake. So there's something here about twice you've had to minimize. I'm getting this. Minimize your focus on the external situation. Put all that emotion into yourself. Jump into your car and go. What this is saying is like you had to put all that emotion into you to get away. You had to love you deeper to make your getaway. To cut the fucking head off of this masculine energy. Okay. Now, what company was never associated with the mini was the Healy. So here's the thing. You're coming up with the Healy energy. So this is telling me healing. You've been doing a healing in this. Okay. As you keep taking the emotions from these external things, from the lovers, from the family members that don't love you back, from the people that can't see you, from all of these things, it's healing. Okay. And Scott, sorry guys, I got all this phlegm now from my little emotional exhibit. Somebody really likes exhibit wrapping. Okay. The BMW is the parent auto company of the new redesign of the Mini, the new Mini. So for someone here, BMW, you either drive a BMW or something. But the thing about the BMW is, you know that symbol on the front of BMW? I don't even know. I learned this somewhere as a teenager. I don't even know who the fuck taught that to me, but it's not supposed to be a circle with squares in it. It's actually what the BMW logo is, that circle with the blue and the white squares in it. That's airplane propellers. And they're saying because back in the day, is it airplane or helicopter? I don't know. It's a propeller. Let me leave it there. Back in the day, BMW, something about the designers or the company or something like that has something to do with some sort of flying craft. Somebody can look that up and fact check that shit, because I heard that a long ass time ago, and they're trying to draw it out from the deepest recesses of the memory bank, and that's the best that I got. Okay. Whew. Yep, I'm going to do it again. What else? The other card coming out to represent your position. It's a country. It's Argentina. I didn't know what the Argentina flag looks like, but now I do. Look at the sun in the center. It's a little sun. There is a sun in the center of the flag. And then I hear, is it Madonna? I hear, "Don't Cry for Me, Argentina." Is there a song like that? Okay. True or false? The southernmost point of South America is in Argentina. That's false. It's actually in Chile. So that's interesting to me, because the Chile came out and we talked about Chile is a protection. So what I'm getting is, at the root of you digging up all this stuff serves as a protection for you. It's spicy. The shit is going to burn on the way out, just like it did on the way in. And guess what? It might even burn more on the way out. But the fact of the matter is, it serves as a protection. Okay. For which precious resource is Argentina named? Argentina is named for silver. Okay. So here's something about silver. What I remember now, I haven't listened to the news in years, but when I was listening to the news, I remember it was huge in the news that the spike in the value of silver had gone all the way up, so much more than the increase in value in gold. It was like a huge in multiples. So the growth, like silver is a very valuable investment. Okay. So somebody here, you might have invested in silver. That's dope. Silver's coming through, though, in this reading is the difference between silver and gold in spirituality. Gold dealing with consciousness and frontal lobe activity, I hear, and conscious awareness. Okay. The silver, also gold relating to the sun. So what's out in the open, what's known, what's visible, like the light of day, right? The silver is representative of the moon energy, which is the intuition, the hidden, the subconscious. So in these emotions that are coming up for today's reading, there is wisdom in the actions that have been taken in this situation. But this is about making a clean getaway, using your intuition, digging through the shit that's at the spicy shit that you don't want to have to process at the bottom of your soul. Okay. On what continent besides South America does Argentina lay claim to territory? Interesting. Argentina lays claim to territory in Antarctica. Had no idea. Now, that's interesting to me, too, because now I've heard all types of conspiracy shit about Antarctica. I really have. There's a lot of shit out there about Antarctica. And then there's a lot of shit about the Nazi scientists when they left Germany, went to two places mostly, the United States and Argentina. So the fact that Argentina has territory in Antarctica there's something in here about that. So it's like hidden information. It's coming through like hidden secret information. You have it, okay? Your intuition with the silver, okay? And your intuition in this experience, what your intuition is showing you is highlighting for you. First off, when these low vibe, difficult, challenging ass emotions come out, you let me tell you what whether you realize it or not, what you're being consciously made aware of is how you usually feel really good. You don't usually feel this way. You usually did, right? A smile on my face. In most cases, yeah. It's like in most cases, anything that comes up in me, it's just like, okay, I just keep smiling, keep on moving. It's no big deal. But when it comes up like this with a lot of emotional release, it's like literally it's moving the energy out of you. It comes out with the tears. It comes out with the breath as you're huffing and heaving and crying. It comes out with the tears, okay? So let's see what's going on the other side of the table in this experience. What do we have on the other side of the table? We have the 10 of Pentacles. The 10 of Pentacles represents the Lord of Wealth in this deck. I heard the wealthy man because we did have an older man here. Okay, the wealthy man. This also represents the family. This is family here. I keep letting these things go out. Really, the zodiac sign Virgo is standing out to me, and you know, my sister is a Virgo. Well, clearly you probably don't know that, but I'm telling you, my sister is a Virgo. So you have all this, it's like you have all, somebody here, you're setting boundaries because you feel like you have all this spiritual wealth, okay? And on the other side of the table, there's somebody here who has material wealth, okay? Or is it that there's somebody here that is family? Let's clarify the other side of the table. The 10 of Pentacles also speaks to me about contract complete energy. Contract complete energy, okay? So if that's the case, your contract with this person is complete, and you close this complete cycle with this other person by going into your own Lord of Material happiness, your own 9 of Cups energy, your own emotional stability. What we have clarifying the other side of the table, we have one card that came out, and it's the London Eye making another appearance. When we saw this card first come out, it gave me Wheel of Fortune energy. It gave me the end of cycles energy, but let's see what comes through today. So George Ferris invented, and this is true or false, George Ferris invented the Ferris wheel for the 1893 Chicago World's Fair. That's true. He wanted to outdo the Eiffel Tower, which had been built for the 1889 Paris World Fair. So there's somebody here, the way their energy, somebody's here energy is wanting to outdo. This person wants to outdo is what I'm getting. In the multiple choice, it was, how many stories tall is the London Eye? It wasn't 10. It wasn't 25. It was 40 stories tall. And what that was coming through is 40 years in the wilderness for the Israelites. Okay. And the other thing is Jesus's test of 40 days and nights in the wilderness. Okay. So with the end of this cycle, there is something about being in the wilderness for a testing period for someone here. Is that because you've cut their head off? They're no longer able to communicate with you? With the cut the head off, it's like you're not talking to this person. You're not seeing this person. In other words, you might love them, but to you, they're dead. They might as well be dead because you're not going to interact with them. That's what's coming through. Name the river on whose bank the London Eye is located. It's the Thames River. So something about Thames. Somebody could live on Thames Street. Thames could be a name. And it could be completely irrelevant. Because after all, we're channeling with trivia cards and tarot cards. So what does God want you to know about this experience that you're having? What does God want you to know about this experience? I heard the most important thing you need to know about this experience. And is, of course, as soon as I say what I hear, the card comes out, is the Princess of Cups. And there's the release of emotions. There is the thoughts that cause you to bring all these waters out of you. The Princess of the Palace of Floods. Absolutely, yes. There is the overrunning of emotions, a release of emotions. And then as you release those emotions, there's space in your emotional body, in your energetic body, for what do you want to come in. Now that you dive, thank you. Now that you've identified what you don't want, and it's interesting because they're showing me how I literally did that when I had my release watching the movie. Now that you've identified what you don't want, can you now pivot your energy and identify what you do want? So try to remember that, guys. If you're going through an emotional release, you're going through an emotional period, you're having these strong emotional reactions to something that you don't want. We don't want to leave the energy there. We're moving energy. So once you've identified what you don't want, I begin to give conscious identification to what you do want in this, is what I'm hearing. So, for example, I realized in some ways I felt invisible, especially in business. It's like, oh my God, I should have all these fucking clients lined up. I want a waiting list of people just waiting for me to have time to get to their nails. But at the same time, I still want to be able to produce my videos. So I want that to work out somehow. Okay. So that way my accounts are full as they deserve to be, as I deserve for them to be. I want more of you to start buying readings with me so that my accounts are full as they deserve to be, as I deserve for them to be, because I deserve to have all my bills paid on time and still have a little bit of extra money to enjoy this life that I live instead of just constantly be of service. So I realized I don't have to be of service to everyone all the time. I do what I do because I love what I do. It just happens to be of service to everyone all the time. I don't fucking have to do these shows. I don't have to touch nobody's hands and give nobody the best nails of their life. I do it because I love it. But as a side effect, I deserve to get paid for what the fuck I do. And so I put that out there to the universe with that today. I want to be seen. I want to be appreciated. And I want to be paid. And I want extra money every fucking day that I can go out and have fun in some type of way in my life and enjoy the life that I live. I deserve that. I choose that for myself. That's what I choose to see from me. And I verbalize that. And as far as my relationship with my sister goes, I realized, like, yeah, I want to go ahead and maintain these healthy boundaries because I have no control over how she acts or anybody else on this planet for that matter. The only one I really have any control over how they act is me. And if they're not going to act accordingly to how I deserve to be treated, then they don't need to be treated by me in any type of way. And I don't need to be treated by them in any type of way. All right. Clarify this Princess of Cups and what spirit, what God, listeners, God, creator of all that ever is, was, will be, or could be, really wants you to know. The most important thing God wants you to know in this. Let's see what else we have. Okay. And what came out? We had 2 cards come out clarifying. The first one is, it's a video game. I've never seen this logo before. That's kind of cool. It's called Skyrim. So, true or false? Skyrim's main quest is to destroy a powerful demon. False. The main quest is to destroy a dragon called Alduin the World Eater. Whoa. That's big. I'm going to keep going before I get into that. Multiple choice is Skyrim is a part of the Elder Scrolls series of games. Elder Scrolls. Okay, series of games. Which of these is not a game in the series? So Daggerfall is part of the series. Morrowind is part of the series. Torchlight is not part of the series. Okay. And what iconic shout can Skyrim players use to blast their enemies away? It's Fuss Ro Da. Wow, interesting. Okay. Interesting. Da is my nephew's initials. The son of the sister I'm talking about. And on this card, they're capitalized like initials. So that's personally significant. Is it significant to you? What am I getting from this? Most important thing you need to know as it pertains to Skyrim clarifying. First off, your quest is not to destroy a powerful demon. It is to destroy a dragon called the World Eater. Okay, so there's something here about not allowing these energies, which you have successfully been doing. That's why the boundary setting is there. That's how you're doing it. Not allowing them to consume your world. When these energies come in, if you've done what you could to honor the connection, and you've loved and you've been disrespected, your job is not to let them eat up your world. Okay. Now, part of the Elder Scrolls come through. The Skyrim is part of the Elder Scrolls series of games. The Elder Scrolls. I listened to a video and I shared it on my community tab today. I hope you guys watched it. It was a message. I don't remember the guy's YouTube video or YouTube name, but it's on the community tab still, and it talked about the Akash. The Council of You. That was the title of the video. Thank you. The Council of You. So the Elder Scrolls, this is like ancient wisdom. This is the Akash. This is tapping into all the aspects of your higher self and pulling forth what you need to go through and do what you need to do. Okay. Dagger fall in this. There's something about, so this is part of the Elder Scrolls. Daggerfall, when I read Daggerfall, first off, dagger is the style of my nail. This is a dagger nail. See how it's raised like that? I designed this back in 2007, and it's called the dagger nail. No, 2008, I was stand corrected. It was 2008 because I was in my in my first studio. That's a dagger nail. Okay, so there's significance for me in that, but the dagger falls coming through as leaving off the violence. So part of this ancient wisdom that God needs you to understand, most important for you to know about this, is you haven't been attacking. You haven't been in violence. You haven't shown ill will. You haven't been trying to hurt nobody. You need to know that, okay? The other thing is Morrowind was part of the Elder Scrolls series. And what I'm getting with that is part of this is knowing the energies that you're transmuting through your experiences, through these emotional movings of energies. It affects not only your tomorrows. Doing it today helps you tomorrow. In other words, I went through that shit today. I ain't gonna have to do this tomorrow. And not only your personal tomorrows, but the ones coming down the line. You're transmuting energies that affects your generational lines moving forward. Okay. And interestingly enough, this is coming up and it's reflecting to me the Bible. That anyone who uses the name of the Lord, it's a safe house. It's a chant. It's a spell. It's a prayer that will cast the demons away. It will cast the Satan. It removes, and then now it's coming through anybody who prays in my name. Okay, so there's the energy here of being able to use your mouth. Oh, and my nephew's initials is speaking hella fucking loud here too. When I took guardianship of my nephew, who is now 20 years old, when he was 7, I got him. And because of the lifestyle he had lived from absorbing from his parents, when I asked this child how he felt about things, do you like that? He would give me a thumbs up, a thumb sideways, or a thumbs down. That was his main form of communication. The lips would not move. And his mother stayed with us for about a week before she left. And during that time, when she left, I remember us leaving from the studio, driving home. We were in Blanca, my old school. I asked him, I said, Dominic, how do you feel about staying here with Auntie? And he gave me the thumbs up. I said, baby, what does this mean? He said, good. I was like, yay, he spoke. And then I said, what is good about it? Can you help me understand what is good about staying with me? I want to know. And this 7-year-old little boy, he said, well, it's good because we have a house to live in. We have food to eat. We have water to drink. And sometimes we get to play and have fun. Oh my God, my baby. See, what you may not understand is my sister is so used to asking for handouts and waiting for somebody to come and rescue her that she's been homeless so much of her life. If nobody fucking takes care of her or takes her in, she's homeless. When I got Dominic, they were homeless. And even when they had a house, they need money for the light bill. Their lights got cut off. They don't have no fridge in the food. No food in the fridge. They don't have, the water is cut off. I mean, it's stupid. And it was absolutely retarded because at that time, before I got Dominic, when he was little, she was still with his father. And the only time I used to hear from her was when he would go to jail and she needed bail money to bail his ass out. But the cold part is, my Dominic, both of his grandfathers committed suicide. Oh my God, my dad did and his dad's dad did. But when his dad's dad committed suicide, he left Dominic's father a house that was paid. They didn't have a mortgage. They had a house paid off. So in my head, there's no reason for there to be an empty fridge, no lights, no fucking electricity. Are you kidding me? You don't even have to pay rent or mortgage or nothing. Like, wow, if I didn't have to pay mortgage, whoa. If I didn't have to pay rent, what a big deal that would make on my finances. They didn't have to. All they had to pay was once a year, they had to come up with taxes for the house. That was it. It's like $1,600 a year was what my sister said. And they couldn't do that. And that's the background that this kid came from. So there's something here about taking your emotions from hand signals to words and speaking it out in power. And you know what? I probably told you guys that I got to see my niece, right? His little sister. They came over. I got to see them just a couple days after Christmas because my sister had a court date here in town. And so she drove here from Denver with her daughter. And my nephew said, I'm taking her to see Auntie. So they came over. This is the first time I had seen her since they left. It's been 4 years. The baby is now 8 years old. She didn't even it was like, wow, what did she remember from 4 years old? But she remembered me. And anyways, the point of it was, while his mother was here this time, he told me that he had to speak some things out. He's like, I had to unload some things off my chest. My mother keeps asking me for money and she keeps blaming you for everything with my sister, and she's just always living off of somebody. And I had to tell her, like, you can't keep asking me for money. I can't give you any money. I don't have money to give you. And when and he would and I was so proud of him. That's the fucking point. He told his mom shit that he had been holding on to for so long. It's crazy because this kid, I would hear him talk to his parents, and here we have a little kid, single digit ages, trying to guide his parents through life and give them grown-up advice because he can logically make sense of shit better than his parents, both his mother and his father. So there's a strong energy here about, first off, some of this stuff is childhood. With the Princess of Cups is coming through as childhood energies that have been repressed. The other thing is speaking up for yourself, not being quiet because of being afraid of how you're going to be received and what they're going to think about you. Speaking up for yourself is huge in this. Let's see what else we had clarifying what you need to know most. We have a singer. Oh, that's Miley Cyrus. Okay. Miley Cyrus is coming up. So this is interesting. Let's see what the hell she got to say. The true or false. Miley's birth name was Destiny Hope Cyrus. That's true. So what you need to know is these situations are about destiny and hope for you. That's important. Multiple choice. Which of these did Miley Cyrus not do? What Miley Cyrus didn't do was kiss Madonna on TV. Didn't we just say something about Argentina and crying for Argentina? What Miley Cyrus didn't do, what did the Argentina give me? Oh, intuition. What Miley Cyrus didn't do was kiss Madonna on TV. Okay. Something about that. Let's see what did she do then? If that's the one she didn't do, these other two is what she did do. What she did do is ride a wrecking ball in a music video and star on the TV show Hannah Montana. So what you did do is, hey, you might have some breakthroughs with music has been helpful for you, breaking through, okay? And some of you are producing something that is going to, it's like you're riding a wrecking ball. Hello. This is huge. So it's destiny. It's bringing in more hope because you're wrecking through something that has been there so stable. And then that we talked about the false foundation of the tower that had to come down. And then I'm looking at this Queen of Swords that she's holding this dude's head in her hand. It's like the wrecking ball is meant to destroy something. And then the dagger fall is coming through. It's like destroying that violence in your habit. So maybe you like a little bit like me back in the day. Oh boy, physical violence was hard to control for me, and it's just not my way at all anymore. I had this lady tell me, "You said you were going to beat the shit out of me." I was like, and when I heard that with my physical ears, I was like, "No, I didn't. I don't even talk like that." Anyways. And then the other thing is star on the TV show. This is star. The star is coming up here. So again, this is a confirmation for me that I'm supposed to talk about this shit going on here on this channel, on this message tonight. But the other thing is the star is about hope. It's about healing. It's about faith. It's about destiny, again, coming through. And the third open question is, name the dance style that Miley Cyrus famously performed at the 2013 MTV Music Awards. It's twerking. Big booty hoes, hump with it. That's what I heard. Okay, so however that applies. That's what you really need to know. They said hump with it, you know? Hump with it. In other words, here you have learned how to do an intricate dance move that everybody can't twerk. Everybody can't twerk. And little booties matter too. It don't matter if you got a big booty or a little booty. Even little booties can twerk. Now, little booties might not be able to clap, but little booties can twerk. So here, you're twerking in this energy here. You're twerking in this energy of your destiny, of hope, okay, of destroying what would eat up your world, of doing this, trusting that you're making it better for yourself tomorrow, You're making it better for your generations tomorrow. And you're not doing this with the energy of violence, okay? And you're speaking up for yourself, and you're twerking with this now. You're not just sitting back in complete submission to the world around you anymore, to the people around you anymore. You're making your needs, wants, and desires known. This is good. Excuse me. Okay. So next position, we're going to talk about what you can expect coming in for you. You've cleared whatever was on the other side of the table. It's gone. It's not in this. It's not going to come up in this position. So now that you've cleared this, what can you expect coming in for you? What can you expect coming in for you? You cleared all the stuff on the left-hand side of the table. What is coming up next for you? What's the next thing coming up for you in this human experience? Okay, they said keep both of them. I have 2 tarot cards in my hand that came up. One is the 5 of Wands and the 6 of Cups. Oh, shit. Really? Okay. So what's coming up? The 5 of Wands, training about what? The past. And I say, oh, shit, because training from the past could indicate that something from the past is making a return, okay? Interesting. So there's a choice coming up for you. I hear there's a choice coming up from you. You can choose the Lord of Strife. They're pointing to the words. They said, focus more on the words. Okay. So this is called the Lord of Strife. Or you can focus on the Lord of Pleasure. So what's coming up for you? You could be feeling, back and forth in this a little bit, where some shit feels like strife and some shit feels like pleasure. But I definitely feel like there's a choice. What are you going to focus more on? We talked earlier in the download about I'm going to focus on what's right in my life. What's right in my life. I'm not going to look at what has left my life and feel lost. Okay, so there's that energy there. Making a choice. So what's coming up is a choice. You can choose pleasure, or you can choose strife. Okay, clarify why we have the 5 of Wands and the 6 of Cups coming up here. 5 of Wands and 6 coming up. 6 of Cups coming up. So, what I heard is there's going to be a bit of a struggle to not go back to doing things the same way you used to, the same old way you used to. Okay. I have 2 cards in my hand. I should have kept both of them. I put them back in and kept shuffling, so it needed to be, and now I got one. So here we go. Whoa, the type of weather. It's a motherfucking tornado. This is what you can expect, a tornado. I don't like this, but it is what it is. And I'm going to keep reading this message. So, true or false? Tornadoes only occur in North America. That's false. They have been observed on every fucking continent except Antarctica. And in your energy, Argentina has territory in Antarctica. I told you I didn't know what it was. Now it came up in this whole nother card. Antarctica is the only place where these tornadoes haven't come up. So what you could expect to come up, if you don't want the challenges in life, you're going to have to be a cold, frigid person. You're going to have to live in an isolated place where nothing is and no one is. You're going to have to go live in fucking Antarctica, honey. Everywhere else, there are tornadoes. They come, they go. They don't last forever when they come, and they don't usually last very long unless they're really strong. And interestingly enough, I remember who I thought was my friend, but clearly is not. Or if she is, she's that invisible friend that never contacts or replies, and I just gave up. But anyway, the last interaction I had with her, she talked about all these tornadoes that was happening all over the place, and all these people that had died over here in the United States. Okay, so what's coming up? Tornadoes. Okay. And for me, this is like quickly, it's like what you saw. Emotions, it coming quick. They tear up. What does a tornado do? It sucks up like a vacuum from the ground and lifts things up and moves them away. So if you're going through some emotional storms, it's going to bring some shit up, and there's going to be cleanup needed afterwards. Okay. Multiple choice. Which of the following describes the path of most tornadoes? I'm not going to read what it's not. It is southwest to northeast. So it comes from the bottom on the west to going to the northeast is the path of most tornadoes. So most of this drama is coming, most of the stress is coming, most of the challenges is coming from the past, from shit that you thought was buried and coming up and to be cleared and sent off. Okay. And it's going to come, and the way I'm seeing this is it's going to come from the bottom of your soul and it's going to come out your mouth and your eyes. Okay. Which country has the most tornadoes? The United States. The U.S. experiences around 1,200 tornadoes per year. Now, this is interesting because the number 1,200, it's the ancestors' number. 12 is the ancestors' number for me, multiplied by the infinite potential of 2 zeros behind it. Okay. So 1,200 is 1,200 is an important number. Interestingly enough, okay, 1,200. Okay. So what you need to know and what you can expect in this. For somebody, there's a person from your past that's been fighting it, but they're going to try to come around. Going to try to give you $1,200. That's nice. I heard that's nice. And I heard it with kind of a sarcastic attitude. It's like, oh, you want to bring another tornado into my life and you want to give me $1,200 to do that? It's like, oh, that's going to give them permission to bring more tornadoes into your life. They feel like, I get that. Okay. I also get the energy of, again, it's going to be a challenge for you not to go back to your old ways. It could cause some emotional challenges for you as you're trying to move forward and onward. This stuff comes up because it can only be released if you first off acknowledge that it's there and you move it. You can't release it if it's not moved. Okay. So let's see what's the guidance for you, because wow, we're already over an hour. I did not even see that. Okay. So what is the most important next step for you to take? What's your guidance? Is the 9 of Wands. 9 of Wands. One deck I have is Rest and Reconsideration. And it's interesting because I was receiving some downloads about this card earlier today. As Spirit has taught me how to read a lot through downloads that they give me definitions to help me understand the cards even deeper. And it's still happening. It started it way back in the beginning, and I don't think that'll ever stop. But it's the Lord of Great Strength here. This Hermetic Tarot titles it the Lord of Great Strength. So what is the guidance for you? Stay in your power. What was coming through earlier today as I was laying in my bed, not touching any tarot cards, not listening to tarot readings, not thinking about tarot at all. The 9 of Wands came to my consciousness. And I remember thinking, oh, okay. Because what they showed me is in the 9 of Wands, it's not giving up. As a matter of fact, it's about persevering when things are tough. When things get tough, the tough get going. And when the going gets tough, the tough get going. So here it is, your guidance. You are on the verge of a breakthrough. It's always darkest before the dawn. It's always right before a huge transformation happens in your life that you're just like, fuck, I should just quit. I just want to quit. I'm exhausted. I'm tired. I can't take no more of this, of it, whatever that is. So you could be feeling that way completely over. It's an overwhelming feeling. Like you've got so much on your shoulders. You got so much to handle. You're summoning all the strength that you have. You must persevere. Continue in this. Challenges only exist to show you how fucking awesome you are. Now is the time for you to stand in your strength. This is not the time to back up and give up, because you're just about through the breakthrough. You're just about there. This is the most difficult part of it. You're at it. It's about to break. That's why these emotional storms are coming up for you. Clarify the guidance of the 9 of Wands. Clarify what is the guidance here, please, and thank you. Clarify the guidance. Why is the Nine of Wands here as the guidance? Okay, we're going to take this one. Oh, shit. She's back. Hey, she's back. I love that she's coming back. Guess who came back? It's my girl. Angelina's back, you guys. So the guidance for you in this is keep going. Don't interrupt your flow. If you want to get what you want, stick to your standards, your boundaries. Keep talking. Don't shut up because they don't like what you're saying. Keep that mouth talking. We talked about you finding your voice was so important in this. Stay the course because what you want, you're about to get it. You are about to get what you want. I'm gonna pull there was 3 cards. They said get the other 2 as well. Wow, this one was just showing up too. It's a Roman numeral system. Guidance for you. Something about the number 64. So 6. Oh, it's a 6th year. Ooh, 6 universal year and 4. Okay, so 6 is about harmony. Harmony and duality. Okay, it's about 2 coming together with joy, happiness, and reciprocal emotions. Okay, and 4, stability. This is the Roman numeral 64. So, also, which of these is not a Roman numeral is K. So K is not part of this. So no, it's not for anybody named K. And if there is a D or a M, those are part of the Roman numeral system. So it could be for you that D and M are initials. It's like yes, okay. And something about the year 2018. And the year 2018 in Roman numerals, it says, give the year 2018 in Roman numerals, MMXV1231111. I. Okay, so MM, the guidance for you, it's got to match who you truly are. And you both got to be journeying together because the M's are giving me the energy of the runes manus again. Okay. And the XV looks like the devil card, which is temptations, okay, and challenges, and it's also feeling stuck. It's also attraction as well. And then the I representing 3, which is your Empress energy. So only allow yourself to engage with attractions that can match your energy and move forward with you and make sure that there is love and nurturing in it, okay, when you choose it. Now, the 3rd from the I know, I keep wanting to call it I love deck, but it's the I know deck. This motherfucking politician. Y'all know who that is, right? That's Bill Clinton. I ain't seen this card. I heard somebody needs to just smoke a joint and make sure you inhale. Okay. My blanket, I'm wrapped in, keep trying to fall off. Hold on. So about Bill Clinton, true or false? Clinton left office with the lowest approval rating of any president in 40 years. That's false. Clinton's end of presidency approval rating of 65% was the highest in 40 years. That's awesome. So they gave 65%. Now, do y'all remember when we did this Tarot in the Shadows and I told you before you came? Or was it Tarot in the Shadows or Download? I don't know, but it was from this deck. We talked about before you came, you chose aspects of this physical experience that you were going to include. And, you included love, you included tragedy, you included certain experiences. It was like Spirit gave you a checklist and you can check off what you want. And then underneath each line item, you had to choose the percentage of each that you wanted. And they were very specific. They said it goes in increments of 5. So underneath, so let's say it says doing shadow processes, right? And you check that off. Now, underneath that, there's 20 little boxes of others that you can check, and it's percentages all the way from 5, 10, 15, 20, all the way up to 100%. Some people choose a life of 100% shadow work. Whew. But you had the secret formula, the recipe to put together so that you knew you would be successful. And I hear in your life, you chose 65%. And that was the highest in 40 years. So while humanity has been wandering around in this wilderness, you came here and you chose 65% of this shadow work. Okay, so there's something here about you've accomplished, and it's the highest accomplishment in such a long time. So it's like what you're accomplishing is fucking huge, okay? All right. In the multiple choice, what is the title of Bill Clinton's 2004 autobiography? This is awesome because the title was not Decision Points. You didn't get caught up in this life on decision points. And that is not the autobiography story here. The title was not The Audacity of Hope. You believe in hope. This is your guidance. You know what the title of Bill Clinton's autobiography was in 2004? My Life. So the guidance is to remember it is your life. You chose a high percentage of shadow processes to do here, but you are being successful with it. Okay. And what legal process was Clinton only the second U.S. president to experience in history? It was impeachment. So they put Clinton through an impeachment process. Impeachment, guidance for you, removing somebody from position. In your doing this shadow process, you have impeached an energy from your life that is opening you up to connect with Angelina Jolie, baby. Okay, so whatever she is to you, y'all know what it is to me if you've been watching the show. What's the outcome energy here? What's the outcome energy in this experience for you at this time? What is this all take? What is this? What is the culmination of this for you? The Nine of Swords. The Nine of Swords on a lower vibration is totally in alignment with the title of this card. It's the Lord of Despair and Cruelty. Somebody gonna be thinking you mean as fuck. You blocking. Somebody's not gonna have the light of the sun anymore. Their sun has gone black. Okay, because you're blocking that energy out. You remove this energy from you. It's not there anymore. And the higher vibration, what Spirit showed me with the Nine of Swords is alignment of your thoughts that is leading you to a conclusion. So you're about to get all, I feel like more information is coming in here that's going to line it all up together, especially the way this image looks too, because there's one big sword coming up the middle and there's these 8 little swords that are crossing like this. I'm going to show that image again so you can see it. Now these swords are interesting that they curve strangely like they do, right? All these 8 swords are very chaotic in their shape. But the Nine of Swords is the outcome. It's like, this is going to sew together all this information, all these experiences. That's the wisdom. So let's see. Clarify this Nine of Swords in the outcome energy. What you get at the end of the day. What's the conclusion of the matter here? What do we have? It is a world landmark. And it's called the Arc de Triomphe. True or false? The Arc de Triomphe was built to celebrate the French Revolution. That's false. It was commissioned in 1806 to celebrate Napoleon's victory at Austerlitz during the Napoleonic Wars. This is talking about conquering nations. This is talking about conquering the world eater energy. That's what I'm getting. So the other things come through. Napoleon was a short man. He was a boob height man. He was a little tiny thing. But he had a big ego and he accomplished a lot on this earth. So there's this energy of pushing past your fears, getting your head aligned, and conquering a lot of things here in your life. that might leave them thinking that you a bitch. And who gives a fuck what they think about you? It's not your problem. And it don't change your truth. All right, in the multiple choice, what European city was the Arc de Triomphe first installed? Is it not there anymore? Why are they saying first installed? What, they moved the fucking Arc de Triomphe to another place? It says Paris is the place it was installed. It was not in Berlin. It was not in Versailles. It was in Paris. So Paris coming in. So French and Paris, big energy here for somebody in the outcome, whatever that is about. Oh, Paris is a romantic city. Okay. What memorial lies directly underneath the Arc de Triomphe is the tomb of the unknown soldier. Wow. So there's something here about whoever this is that you coming off so cruel to, because now you use your mouth, now you cut shit off, now you set your boundaries, you honor your boundaries, you go for what you want, for what you deserve, you let your needs be made known, you let your emotions come out, you don't hold back. They're going to become nothing but another unknown soldier in their grave, not around you. And you will be triumphant over it. You will overcome this. You will overcome this. You will come out triumphant in this energy. So don't be afraid of the emotions that you're feeling. Don't be afraid of the challenges that are coming your way. Don't be afraid of these emotions that are coming through you to whisk away the old day and the old energy. I know we're already in the vibration of the 6th year of 2022, but we haven't hit the zodiac new year yet. So hold on tight, folks. We're not all the way out of the storm yet. Okay. We're still in the last zodiac year. The 10 of Cups is at the bottom of the Hermetic Tarot. And this is talking right now. It's called the Lord of Perfected Success. Well, from perfection, what else can you do? So here you found a way. You actually have learned about having happy connections with other people. You know, there may be some older man that you have who is a friend, who is far away from you. Okay. This is a stable connection. There's stability in this with the Tower here. And are you having a conversation about this with your friend, about what you've gone through? Some of you are. Either way, this 10 of Cups is the end of an emotional connection as well. And then confirming that, below, we have the Last Judgment, the Spirit of the Primal Fire. That's the Judgment card. So that's also another ending card, using your judgment to end a trial. Look, and below that, we have the Chariot. That's the Victory Road card. You're on Victory Road because you got up, you took movement, you took action. And below that is the Empress. So at the foundation of all this, all you had to do was bring something to an end, because the universe is at play here. And the Empress below all of that is like you've been honoring your value, your worth, tuning into your feminine, divine feminine energies, and respecting yourself. Okay. So this is what I have for you for this session of Tarot in the Shadows for today. For all those who clicked off, I have nothing to say, but for all of you who stuck around, look at you holding your character no matter what you find. And it's kind of like that, because these energies external to you, what you can expect, they don't like, there's a lot of stuff going on out there. If we're tribe, what you need to understand is we go through these things on the front line. Like, we're at the leading edge of creation. So as these energies shift, tribe, those who vibe as tribe, you're going to be more sensitive to it. You're probably going to go through it first and then watch it happen around you, because they're not as in tune, and they're not as sensitive, and they're not as receptive of the energies. So this has to do with falling for someone. You know, you thought everything was good. It turned out that it wasn't. You open your heart. You trusted. You didn't know with the riding this cloud, baby. You didn't know what to expect. There was some confusion there. There was things you couldn't see. And you were ready to take off with this person, ready to fly. But before you take another step, you needed to know, would you catch me if I fall for you? And somebody did not catch you. This experience is where somebody didn't catch you. And you're saying, but I would have caught you. I fell for you. And I caught you in every way that was for me to catch you. You had that situation happen. You had that situation happen. Who did you call? Who caught you? I caught you. You had one job to do, was to catch me too, and you didn't. I gotta go. That's what we have for you. Whoa, again, epic, huge deja vu, and they linked it with some dream that I'm not seeing fully or clearly, but it's there. So this message, that's twice deja vu in this message. Huge energy shift. Don't be surprised if emotions come in and kind of rule the day for a little bit or rule the moment or something like that. Remember that it's going to pass like a tornado. It might come in and hit your ass real hard, but it's going to leave. And then you can clean up afterwards and everything will be better. Okay. Whew. Until next time, I love and adore you so much. Yes, sending you so much love and peace and happiness. 감사합니다. Gracias. Later, baby. Mwah.